Hey, what's up, guys? 144 Yasuke here. Welcome to Arkham Gaming channel, right? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We have a video for y'all today. As y'all know, Destiny 2 has just released its new season of The Chosen, right? So if you new to Destiny, there's a new season out. There's a lot of new stuff to do. And with new seasons come new weapons, new loot to grind for, as well as new mods and perks and stuff like that, right? So the video I have for y'all today is over the submachine gun extraordinary rendition. And we're going to be taking a look at this on D2 Gunsmith. There's not going to be any gameplay in the background. I want to focus solely on the perks, mods, and different PvE and PvP roles you can grind for that best suit your builds and stuff like that. So we will talk about several guy roles that you can look for both PvE and PvP, right? So this submachine gun is new. This is new to Destiny. And we're going to start with this, right? So bear with me. So first off, we're going to touch on the different PvE roles. And after we do that, we're going to touch on the PvP roles. So I like this gun. I've been using it since I got it. I don't have the exact role that I would think is necessarily one of the top tier roles for PvE. So if you're building a PvE extraordinary rendition, some of the things that I want. All right, so I'm going to start with. Let's see what we're gonna start with. We're gonna start with the two main perks, all the way in the far right, and then we're gonna build around these perks. So what you see is these two sets right here. So what I think the top tier one is, and I'm gonna give alternatives too, just in case you run into those, cause I don't actually, like I said earlier, I don't have the actual role that I'm looking for myself. So I'm gonna start off with multi-kill clip. As you see, if you hover over it, remember this is D2 Gunsmith. I like this over Light Destiny Light G. So anyway, so as you see, with 3 multi kills, you get a 50% damage bonus. Look at Rampage, 33%. So just 2 kills already max out what Rampage would do. Frenzy is a brand new perk. I don't think this perk is too good on submachine guns. But that's pretty much your damage dealing perks, right? So we're gonna start off with multi-kill clip, and over here, I will say outlaw, right? Multi-kill clip outlaw. That's a since Destiny started, outlaw kill clip, outlaw rampage, outlaw whatever damage dealing perk. It's pretty much been top tier, but since it's PVE, I'm gonna explain why. You're gonna be shredding through enemies. Once you shred through 3 different enemies, you got a 50% damage boost. You have what's that high energy fire, so you get charged with light. And charge with light give you a damage buff. So you shred through few enemies, get charged with light with swift charge. There's another mod called swift charge. You shred through multiple enemies with a submachine gun. You become charged with light. If you become charged with light, you activate the perk high energy fire, which is, I believe, is a 30% damage buff. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. So when you have the charge with light, that doesn't go away on unless you kill an enemy, right? So if you shred through 2 or 3 enemies, become charged with light, you already have a damage buff in your back pocket, waiting for you to get into your next gunfight. So once you start shredding through enemies, and you do that first reload with outlaw, if you got a head kill. Now we talking about trash mobs. We'll get to some of the heavier enemies in a little bit. Once you shred through 2 or 3 enemies, you have the ×3 on top of the high energy fire, because you can run stacks on stacks and stuff like that too to always keep a charged light. So you're gonna be melting with that, constantly having a ×3, constantly having a high energy fire. Let me round this last view out before I touch on some more of what I'm getting at. So if you have outlaw, you really don't need to worry about faster reloading perks. You don't need a faster. You can lose reloads. I would go range or handling, but since we got outlaw, let's just do range. Get your ×10 range, your +10 range. Over here, since we're already gonna be doing so much damage with the ×3 and the high energy fire, let's just grab the major spec. Major spec deals extra damage against powerful enemies, which is another 7.8 damage against major combatants, including champions. So if you got the artifact built up, one of the mods on the artifact is to that the submachine guns can get is for overload champions. So let's say you got your high energy fire, you done ran in through a few trash mobs, champion pop up, overload champion pop up, right? You're gonna be melting this dude. Even if you run out of the time limit for this, you'll still have the high energy fire in your back pocket because high energy fire does not go away unless you kill the enemy. So this is just in case you running and gunning, you run into a champion. Bam. We got those two out the way. Over here, I like extended mag. You can go with extended mag. You don't really have to worry about reload speed. Why? Because of outlaw. And then I like, what is it? Hammer force for more range. Since the update, submachine guns have got a stability buff. So I play on console. Controller feels really good with submachine guns. So you don't really have to worry about stability too much, especially in PvE. If you don't have this role, this is one of the roles, if not the main role I'm looking for PvE guide role. There are several other roles. If you don't get this, if you get it, you're just fine. But for PvE, I think this is the exact guide role. Like the top tier, the top of the top tier. So with that, let's go to another alternative. So the role I got is actually, I'll show you the role I have that I actually love. So I have Rampage, I have Zen Moment, Believe Steady Rounds, and I forgot which barrel. And I forgot which one of these two. But in any case, I have Zen Moment, Rampage, I got a Rampage bot on there. So the problem with Rampage, if you use Rampage spec, it's only going to give you 1 more second. So it says it has a duration of 3.5 seconds. So if you use Rampage spec, I believe it's down here. It should be down here. Let me see if I can find it. Dragonfly spec. Surrounded spec. Right here. So increase the duration to 4.5 seconds. So that's still not as long as this up here. So it has a duration of 5 seconds. You see that? But that's why I say I will choose multi-kill clip over this. But mine is Rampage and Moment, right? With this feels like with the other buffs like the high energy fire, the 10% bonus if you're using stasis, y'all know what that is. With this, it feels like the D1, not D1. It feels like Recluse when Recluse was out. It was really strong. Once I get this roll, and if y'all got this roll with multi-kill clip, please let me know in the comment section how was that. Because, bro, you're going to be shredding through enemies. Now, some of this stuff don't stack. I know Destiny did put a cap on what can and cannot stack, you know. From my understanding, all of this stuff stacks. So, if you get Rampage in Moment, Rampage Subsistence kills partially reloaded. That's going to keep that Rampage chain going. You know, if you don't get Outlaw, I would say get a reload masterwork. I will get what's over here? Not this. We looking over here right here. I will get tactical mag because you get a +9 reload speed. So you already have +18 reload speed, and then you can either. And I will put on over here still not backup. I will still put on Rampage spec just for that extra 1 second, you know. If you go with Frenzy now it says been in combat. So what it means is as long as you're in a gunfight, this will start to activate after a few seconds. But it remains on as long as you're doing damage, and it buffs all 3 of those. It's a 20% buff. So it's not as strong as Rampage or multi-kill clip, but you still get a consistent damage buff as long as you're in the gunfight. So if you got these two, Zen Moment, this Outlaw Subsistence, I'm not too keen on Overflow. If you got a build that helps you get special ammo or heavy ammo, fine, it'll work. But that's too situational. So I would rather use Outlaw, Subsistence. Zen Moment is just to make the gun accurate. That's why I say Zen Moment. But you can also use those as other gyros too. It's not the top one, but you're not gonna go wrong using it. I don't really want to use extended mag with because it's gonna take away from the reload speed. You the reload is already trash on here anyway. You only got 31 rounds in the magazine. You're gonna fly through it. So you want to make sure if you don't got Outlaw, is to spec into reload speed. And then down here, if you got Rampage spec, if you got Rampage, use Rampage spec. If you got Frenzy, use boss. My bad, Major spec. That way you can do the most damage. Those are your PvE guide rules. Now let's talk about the PvP. So let's get all of this off the screen. So for PvP, right? Remember I said the stability feels good on controller. If you're on computer, it may if you're on PC, it may feel a little different. I don't play on PC, never did. So this is solely geared towards console players. Being that the stability is good and it says PvP, I will focus mainly on range. Now, if you get stability, it won't hurt. But so we're gonna start off with a range masterwork, plus 10. I wouldn't take away from stability, but I definitely want to add as much range as possible. So with the barrel perk, I will go with, and I don't want to get rid of handling either. So I wouldn't go with extended barrel. Where is it at? Corkscrew. It's a flat buff to range. Right here. I will go with hammer forge rifling. That way you get more range and you're not losing anything else. I also like arrowhead break. That's one of my favorite perks. So if I don't get hammer forge, arrowhead break will be much fun just for that vertical recall direction. Over here in the second column, remember this is PvP. Accurized rounds, steady rounds is your best options. Accurized rounds, steady rounds is your best options. Why? Because it helps with the consistency of the weapon. The other ones touch on it a little bit, like supposed for stability, but this one takes away range a little bit. But you're not gonna die. You is a submachine gun. You're not gonna be mapping people. But for this case, let's go with accurized rounds. Right? The mods we want. I usually like target acquisition or Icarus Grip. You can either go with freehand grip too if you want to hip fire. So that'll help. But we're gonna go with Icarus Grip because I like to jump around a lot. Most top tier players, and I'm not nowhere near a top tier player. However, most top tier players run Icarus Grip on almost every weapon. This middle column, I like Zen Moment a lot. Why? For the stickiness. This is gonna greatly help with the accuracy and stability. And being that it's a 750 round, you're gonna be pumping rounds at your enemy. Now you can go with surplus, but most of the times people use their abilities. So if you're gonna, and it's a submachine gun, so you're in people's face, you're gonna be using your abilities. So that's why I wouldn't use it. If it was a scout, something like that, you sitting back at the back of the map somewhere, fine, use surplus. You know what I'm saying? But I would use them on bit. Firmly planted. Now, if you crouch a lot, firmly planted is a great perk. You may even want to pick this over the moment. But when you're sliding also affects firmly planted. So if you're sliding, firmly planted is a good perk. But without crouching or sliding, you won't get these benefits. So it had to be in your mind, or almost second nature, to make sure you crouch or slide when you get in those gunfights. But Zen Moment is you could be crouched, jump, you could be standing, straight, whatever. Zen Moment always working. Over here, I wouldn't use one for all. Rampage is nice. Tap the trigger is nice. I wouldn't use Thresh, and I wouldn't use multi-kill clip. I would either go with Rampage or tap the trigger. For consistency, I would use tap the trigger. for trying to get a second cleanup kill, because remember, you don't have that many rounds with the mag. You can go rampage, but I'm more of a consistent rather than trying to buff up damage perks when I'm running through bullets. Also, you can do frenzy. Frenzy might activate towards the end, may give you a Ceros regime type of feel. Although the rounds don't speed up, but the damage do. Maybe like a better high impact reserve type of deal. But I would say this is the top PvP role. If you have a top PvP role you would like to suggest, leave it in the comment section below. If you like what I had to say in this video, leave it in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button as it supports the channel. Also hit that like button as it supports the channel. I would love to see what roles you guys got. So whatever role y'all got and y'all like for the extraordinary rendition, let your boy know in the comment section below. All right. I appreciate y'all for watching and tuning in. Take care.